remember everything I was saying. I said a lot, really kind of stuff. So they did get me offline, but that's based upon metaphysics. Right? When they curse you, that stuff happens. So what happened is my Wi-Fi was on, and when I left, it never reconnected to the broadcast app because it lost the signal for a few seconds. This guy's going to sit over like when I leave, he's going to sit over like king of the neighborhood. I'll put him out. Yeah, you're bound for hell, buddy. Right. You and the other thousand devils working for Satan and drug dealing. Well, because he likes it. You see, black people get addicted to drugs. He likes it. Oh, he's got a black friend. They all do. All racist people have one black friend. Well, because it's a supremacist mindset, and the black person might be a supremacist. Because there's when you get into law enforcement, you'll find cops who don't like black people. No wonder they're failing. That right? It's supremacy. Once you're in the supremacy, you'll hate even your own race. 100%. Make excuses for them to receive nothing in life, and that you deserve everything. Overland Park or Johnson County in Kansas owes me what? What do we say about $1 billion? Got to be $1 billion based upon what they pay in other cases. See, other cases are fraud, but are real. Like somebody sues a police department to get some money, right? That's cover over the deep state. Oh yeah, see, we prosecute these. There's no real case that probably has ever went to trial. Right. Oh yeah, I'll speak about this now, and I'll speak about the other stuff later. So, like with Osceola County, because I was speaking on this, and somebody had a question on it inside. So he's part of a system. Again, you may be part of the deep state, but yet busted the Osceola guy because he's not part of your deep state thing. Right? Generally, they'll look the other way. But in this particular case, they busted him. He also is affiliated with crime overall in his community because he's not going to bust anybody that they ask him not to bust. So the paying members, I mean, once you're criminal enterprise, you're criminal enterprise. He doesn't draw the line at anything. I'll tell you that. They'll tell you they do. I mean, at one people was like covering up the pedophile buddy. What was his name in Florida? Melbourne, Florida Police Department. I should have had to give you the name. I couldn't remember the name of that police department. Hard to save my life. I've tried to remember before. Right. Now, but see, I'm not okay. There's mitigating circumstances. There are people that, and again, oh, see, he's admitting to a crime now because he wants us to protect him from the crime he's committed because we owe him. I mean, it's plain English. Get away from me. It's plain English. Thank you, Larry. So, what the hell? Yeah, you guys should be in the road like that. Should have somebody with you that's slowing people down and stuff. They're picking up some stuff from the construction. I guess the lane markers and stuff that they had put in the middle ones, but they're just kind of out there. He's got a fluorescent shirt on, but he's out there. The two of them out in the middle of the road, separate locations. It's just somebody maybe elderly might hit them. Right? Not thinking they should have like one person to watch traffic and say, hey, hey, one way or the other. Tell them to run or tell the car to stop or both. Right. Thanks, sir. It shouldn't be just because they're both bent over picking stuff up off the ground. And some people can't even see the fluorescent shirt because they bent over and they see the black shorts as their grill meets the black shorts. Thank you, Larry. It's what is this road? It's 137th, I think, but it's called something else here. Oh, it's 138th. 138th. Wait a minute. No. Yeah, 138th. Over by an apartment. I forget what it's called. It's an apartment where they're working on the road. The idea is that you're just going to accept the people that they're told to accept. So it's no longer what's right or wrong, and it's no longer mitigating circumstance. So again, I agree to mitigating circumstance. even to the point of maybe not even putting pen to paper. Again, so again, don't let them tell you I'm the guy that's trying to put Trump away or trying to put this guy away or that gal away. Although I did come against Trump for a little bit, he wouldn't stop his people. You need to control your people. If you have people, you need to control them. If your name's Cash, if your name's Dan, if your name's Donald, you need to control your people, or you'll be held accountable. Just because they'll take out Pencil Neck, whatever his name is, for you, doesn't mean you let them take me out. Again, the same story, right? No, they're not that good at what they do. They waste power everywhere, and then you need help instead of using your own power to slide through things. Like if you were right and did everything I said the way I said to do it, which you don't have to. There's no way that they could have did that porno, that revenge porn thing on you. Right. That's revenge porn. I have no idea how they even thought about doing it. I mean, you might get money from it, but everybody laughing at you. Emperor has no clothes. Right. You need to study that story and see what's going on. Because the emperor had no clothes. Wait a minute, I'm on the wrong road here. Yeah, I want to go. I feel racist saying Black Bob. You know, I don't know what it is. Maybe Black Bob don't like it now that now he's gone. Or maybe some, you know what? There might be a black guy named Bob that got all mad and he had power. Now we all feel bad saying Black Bob. That's racist. Look, Bob, it's not about you. I don't know. I feel it every time I say Black Bear. I'm like, how is that racist? It's a Native Americans thing. I did look it up to see what it was. I said, "What is this? Like pickaninny or something?" What are you doing here? Right. So I received information from a couple agents, and some are females. But they don't mind if I trash females if they're doing something wrong. If the females have too much power and Larry says it, then they don't have too much power because Larry's honest. Actually, my name's Yehuda. If you keep calling me Larry, you'll suffer. And Satan did that. I can't change it. It's going to take too long. Look at this lady was holding her eye when I said it. Lady driving this like paratransit. Hey, it's got it got my number on there. I'm heading for the paratransit. Ew. So essentially, they'll just let any criminal that's part of their thing do whatever they need to do. So you know, it may be more protracted, and we call it the old boy network. But again, when it involves fentanyl, that's a little bit too much old boy. Just a little bit too much old boy. Right. Thank you, Larry. NSA storage gets their credit back. The thing opened on the first try, and I didn't have to look at anything. Some boss at NSA storage headquarters. "Whew, whatever that was, I don't want to happen again." That's the problem because you don't have the prophet out there. The prophet can't tell you what's going on. Right. Your prophet's like, "Wow, it's the Democrats." Well, no, it's the Republicans. That's your prophet. This is some summation of the system prophets today. It's the Republicans. It's Democrats. It's one or the other thing. Yeah, they try to kill me, Kansas, man. Y'all go to hell. Could be the whole state. God can recreate this state in hell, you know. And we could have take two, you know. I guarantee if I leave, usually they attack. because they're attacking you now, but you're protected, like angels and stuff like that. But as soon as I changed state, then that's what happened in Naples, man. They had a hell of a time for about 5, 10 years. I mean, they were rich, but boy, mother got in trouble too. Well, stay peaceful, praise God in all that you do, because she was agreeing with them. Whatever they put in her head, she run with. Ah, ah, ah. That's why I needed a good woman. Well, stay peaceful, praise God in all. Oh, actually, no, not really. I'm not gonna go here. I'm just gonna put this on my belt. I'll just keep talking. How you doing, Ohio? They put you in yet? How many false statements they make? Somebody told me like, they aren't even ashamed. They don't even protect themselves. I mean, people who are deep state are like, stay away from me. You don't know who I am, and you're telling me this. This is too much here. What it is like, it's got a broken door locker thing, and they probably specifically gave it to me, or they broke it themselves, or it's metaphysics, right? Yeah. The trick is if I go and complain, Kansas will sanction me, or give me another down. If I do it myself, they won't give me a down. So I just grin and bear it. I'll be out of here soon enough, and they'll go to hell for it. No, it's not a physical threat. Don't act like you like. Oh yeah, there's evidence that he acts out physically. There's zero evidence that I act out physically. Zero, zero evidence. It's actually negative evidence. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. It got back to it. So some females. So maybe males in there, but I could see the females in law enforcement said, and they were yelling at her inside, but or them. Again, it's not always a her, but they're denying exculpatory. They looked. I don't know if they looked at the file or whatever. I don't know what they did, but they said that she's denying exculpatory evidence because you even if that process was real. Let's say it's real, which I don't believe. I think it's too subjective to be real. Which case in point kind of deal. They're saying she's not writing down the exculpatory information, which means you can't do a behavioral analysis without writing down the psychological. Yeah, this thing is. I might have to. Oh wait, let me see if I push down on this wheel. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got pushed down on it. There it is, fixed. Right. Regular. So, you ever notice when a man doesn't ask directions? Well, he's cursed and probably be quicker to ask corrections. But the thing says, if you ask corrections, they'll F you off. And then you'll owe them the rest of your life and you'll have nothing. But people like me never knew that. I was like, oh, how do I get here? Oh, you're effed off. You owe us everything for giving you directions. That's how it is, man. Deep State never honest at all. They didn't earn their money, man. They stole it. I mean, they physically stole it from me. They used my ideas and made money off it. They say sue me. I'm like, okay, you're sued in the court of the Lord. It'll just be a while before God collects. But when he collects in a big way. Actually, I don't see you on Earth Court. Earth Court's fake. They actually pay the criminals and pay the people that owe you money. That's if you're deep state and you sue somebody, you get money. That's how it works. That's what you see. So like all the people in the government that discriminate against people and do all that stuff and did stuff to me, they sue the government and they get money because they're deep state. Just like it's like it helps the fraud. Right. They just give their deep state people some money, and everybody goes, "Oh well, you see, we do police discrimination." That's why they want Crump in there. That's why people want Crump because Crump's deep state. See, no, Ben Crump is deep state, no doubt. You get Crump, you'll get money because he's deep state. There's way better cases out there than the ones that they get where they get nothing. There's cases where your attorney runs away. Ah! Right. That's how it works. So I'm in the courthouse. My wife got done on our case by an attorney up in Westminster. So, we think, okay, we'll use somebody in a courthouse. Go see this guy. You should be a U.S. attorney. Well, he's with Ravenel and all that, and FBI ended up charging him. He got off the hook, but he probably the worst couple of years of his life, and he probably had the thought, I should have never done that to Larry. Takes some years, but it happens. Believe me, it's real. Thank you, Larry. Josh Treem, I just can't even imagine it. They did the same thing the other people did. They'll tell you that they'll take them out. It was all about a malpractice case. That's another reason the deep state attacked us. Right? But they'd already were taking us out. So the doctor was a deep state doctor. My wife was going to sue him. And it was an open shut case. It really was. It was worth millions. And you know what? I still would have given the money to her and walked off. Right. That's a good guy. They call me a sucker, but that's a good guy I am. Right. I let her have all the accident money. It was like 50 cents. I could have claimed money for him because I lost consortium and all that stuff. I was honest. I would say I lost consortium before that. The deep state took it. But see, that's how it works. That's how people sue. They're dishonest a lot of times. Right. Oh, because I was honest, I'd tell you that my consortium was lost because of the deep state. So what they do is they tell you verbally that because you don't read the whole contract, nobody does. You got to get an attorney to read the contract. And no attorney is going to tell you what the contract says without you paying him what the settlement would be anyway. Right. Anyway, so what they did is they said we take them out, and of course the deep state set that up. They didn't want us having $1 million, right? So they paid them, they'll pay Josh Treem $1 million to throw the case. So he said, I told you I would take the automobile case. Probably didn't need him for the automobile case. It was open and shut. Right. It was just, whatever the max limits were. So, when push comes to shove, I think it was down the road, we started asking about that case. And he goes, no, I never said I'd take that case. And of course, it's not in the contract. They'll both go to hell. The Westminster firm and also my divorce attorneys, they'll go to hell. Again, they'll go, well, why is it about? Because I'm an angel of God and you work for the devil, all of you. You're not sinners. You're Satan incarnate. You're the ones that cause people to fall. They want to try, but we're sinners and we're working on ourselves. That's the church line. For his Father, for we are Satan. I mean, you might as well say that. Right. So the whole thing in the scriptures when Rabbi Yeshua ben David comes is that there's these devils, these witches, these evil eyes, right, that are causing the people to fall. Again, you see it in Ezekiel 34, but it's not spelled out. Because everybody thinks, like, if you're a rabbi, you're like, yes, I am the oppressed in Ezekiel 34. Because I am holy. But it doesn't say that. It actually infers, if you can see what it says, it infers they're messed up and it's the rabbi's fault. It's the leaders of Israel, the priests, the Sanhedrin, the prime minister, the king, whatever it is. It's their fault that the people are having these issues and are fallen. But every goyim said, wait a minute, we got to change this. It doesn't work for the Inquisition. What happened to me? The LDS Inquisition got busy. Kill the Jew, kill the Jew. Not nice people, man. They're fake. They're robots. Breathe, Larry. Thank you, Larry. I'll put this in there for now. I have to take all my wood over here. But the idea is to get everything, at least everything that I can from my apartment into here. And then the day of move, deflate the bed and load the truck up over here. And then that's it. You may have a few items in there. Well, Kansas cost me my hearing and a little bit of my vision, but hey, don't go to hell for it. Want to make deals with the devil, and you'll be punished with the devil, all of you, or punished as a devil. Well, we go to church. We're in charity. Paul tried to explain it. So again, Saul of Tarsus, Saul ben Yamin, he tried to explain it because those things don't amount to anything if you're corrupt. If you have corrupt intention in charity, well, it's you more. You're grooming everyone. You can't groom somebody you want to marry. I mean, you just can't. and it wasn't that many people that I wanted to try to marry, try to date and then marry. Right? They just make it up that it's everybody. Right? No, I don't hit on. I've never hit on a woman in my life. I never walked up to a woman with an intention of having sex. Never ever. Would I have liked to have it? Of course, we get married and we have sex. I mean, men are not supposed to be alone. So the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is guilty of saying it is good for men to be alone. You wanted to be it. I sent enough LDS that you could know exactly who I was the day I came into your church. Well, you went off and your people were part of something that stalked me. And if you think you have a right to harm me because I said some gruff words over the years, you're absolutely wrong. Oh, maybe your buddies in the corrupt mayor's office, the corrupt governor's office, or whatever it is will cover for you, but you will go to hell for it. You will not get out of it. So much for the celestial kingdom of the LDS. Oh, it existed at one time, but it doesn't exist now. You become the people that kill Joseph Smith, but that's, it's just not you. I mean, it's everybody. Jews become the people that killed Rabbi Akiva and all that type of thing. Well, there's a larger number of them, though, more. that's Mormonids. Well, he may have heard me. Maybe that's why he said that. I am a wuss. All right, so I got to try to figure out how to set this lock. So again, remember when this is happening, some of it's Satan stance, some of it is psyop, some of it is spell. So there'll be people who will be innocent that you'll see as guilty, but no, I'm not there. I've seen enough guilt in the LDS Church to say that it's corrupt. Right. Now, are there people in the LDS Church that aren't corrupt? Right, but you're not going to get there through the LDS way. God will maybe forgive you or whatever for being ignorant. Well, told you I was an angel. There was proof that I'm an angel, but the people that saw the proof and believed it probably aren't running anything. Right. I mean, you had at least 10 years notice not to do this to me. And quite a bit of help from me. I knew something was up when the guy up in the pulpit said, "Well, you're lucky. You lived in you live in Kansas. It's a conservative community." Yeah. Like, he one of them. There's nothing wrong with being conservative, but you're a devil. You're causing people to fall and then calling it good. There's no testing going on. It's how he probably raped 3 girls when he was younger, and he tots the party line just so they won't arrest him. So it is like a honeypot. I mean, they're at the level of making the individual lonely. So again, some of these pedophiles were created by a psychological system that even created loneliness and isolation for their victim. Well, like in this case, you don't have to be isolated. You can come back and be with us. See? Don't make me stand out here and ask God whether your church is evil. Don't make me do that. Because that'll be the next thing, and I'll proclaim it the rest of my life. Do the same thing we did with the government. I can go back. I can go back, all of you. Well, that's their BS. Oh, he can just go back. Now they're going to do it again. They take money. They're devils. That's why they want me to go back. They'll fight tooth and nail to get another whatever chunk of the change that they had. Just hire somebody. Go ahead. See, they're blocking me. Go ahead, Elliot. Hire somebody to stalk me. Go ahead and do it. And watch what God does to your church. Go ahead and hire somebody to stalk me and say that I'm dangerous. Go ahead and do it. Watch what happens to your church. Look what happened to the Sikhs. There's already signs that it's starting to happen. They're identified as a sex cult, and most of them were disbanded and gone. Oh, you're so mighty now because you're bigger than the Sikhs. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and call your safety man for your church and pay him another $100,000 of blood money. That's a scam. I know you killed people. I know you forced men to have their mind destroyed, women to have their mind destroyed so they would be on OnlyFans or rape people or kill themselves or kill their family and themselves. I know you're doing it. You little crocodile tears when it happens. Oh, Lord, I would if I could, but I can't. They would destroy everything. Who would I be? What would I have? I couldn't be as good a servant as I am now. All crocodile tears. God hands you a perfectly good angel and you try to destroy him. I gotta change this thing here. Go ahead, keep cursing me. Go ahead, keep cursing me. That microphone keeps dropping. I know you're cursing me. No, there's no truth that if he would just shut up, everything would happen for him. I use that because it's for money, man. They have nothing good to give. They have nothing that they're going to help. It's for money. It's for anti-powers to cover their indiscretions of the past because they believe that they'll go to jail if they don't do this. I know exactly what you did in that church. You'll claim it was all safety. Oh, for safety, we need to do this. For safety, we need to do that. But what you're doing is you're setting up a psyop. Oh, we didn't know more. Yeah, you knew. Made a lot of money doing it. But to tell you the truth, one of the ladies in the church was a good lady, and she was honest, and she tried to introduce me to some of the bigs that were at one of the things, one of the conferences. Right. But when I was up there, I could tell something. I was around. I don't judge, but it seemed like I was around a bunch of. I've been a cop, Deputy U.S. Marshal, criminal investigator. And again, I didn't just stop when I left. I had to continue on because nobody in government would protect me from the people that I had investigated, I had arrested, or in corrections that I had, had to go hard on. Right. So I had to continue to investigate what was going on. So I've been an investigator ever since I went into government. Some would say even before. So when I'm around you, I know you're a criminal, or I see that you're a criminal. Now, I don't immediately go, well, they're a criminal because Satan can make anything happen. But when you're a cop and the criminal figures out or thinks you're a cop, that's exactly what it was like. These are the bigs of their church. Don't worry, you'll get your recommend back. You don't have to ask for it back. I'm a little busy today. I'll be a little busy tomorrow, but probably the next day I'll send it registered mail right to Salt Lake City. Say sorry, here's your recommend. I can't recommend your church, and that's it. I won't say anything more. Now I'm sure you'll have some cop try to steal it, even if I see it delivered. But I'll make the notice. I might even do it online. They probably hide that too. But I'm the one that's hiding something, right? Right. See, telling themselves all the time. Oh, your reset is. Yeah, okay, there it is. So resets down here. All right, so I go do this next thing. No, there's no truth to the fact that I don't have to move. There's no truth. There's no truth to that. There's no truth to the fact that I'm supposedly doing this to myself. That's devil buzzwords. Devil buzzwords. Demonic buzzwords. That's what the government uses in the workplace. They use it against the public. You hear judges utter it. Devils, every last one of them. The goal of that entire operation was to cause me to fall. Well, they didn't test me for nothing. You don't test disabled people. Right. I wouldn't be disabled if you weren't testing me so much. But it sounds good, right? You're the hero. He's not really disabled, she says. He says. If the Republican Party wants to change the standard of disability from what the doctors say it is, then come on. God will bring a bigger one on all of you. You all see the signs already. They all get fried. Democrat, it doesn't matter. So again, even though I'm speaking of the Republican Party, doesn't mean I'm a Democrat. So that's the next thing. Oh, he must be a Democrat. We got to be Republican. They garbage just like you. I told you, just because I help your government to help the people doesn't mean I like you. So don't think that you control me somehow. And again, controlling me doesn't mean if it was controlling me, you've controlled me. You controlled me before I left the government because I was never out of control. Right. Right. The other people who are out of control. It's all of you. It's that lady in church. It's the man in church. It's the worthless recommend. I recommend ain't worth the paper it's written on. Here, the devil recommends you for heaven. Oh, okay. Now you're allowed to go in the temple and do this to other people while you're in there. Mm, mm. There was no doubt there was an evil eye cursing me while I was in that baptism pool, which is really a mikvah. But you call it baptism because you're not really real. Let's see, am I still on? Yeah, I'm still on. That's the part that you don't understand. Oh, I just imagine. It's crazy, man. Free money, free money. It's crazy when they say it's crazy. Free money. It's the part that you don't understand is God told me how it works. And I can't even see it until God flips the trigger and says, there it is again. They don't call it a mikvah. They didn't call John the Baptist John the mikvah man because they're not real. They're not from me. They changed everything. Your people are part of what's cursed me from successfully leaving this community. I will speak about them as long as I need to. All I'm saying is there's no weapon formed against me that will prosper, that will succeed. So it must be Jesus. No, Jesus doesn't exist. His name's Yeshua. Some Roman emperor that has orgies invented him. The name Jesus. Right. Probably Caligula, you know. His name's Jesus, and you must pay homage to your leaders. I'm sure they altered it. Right. Well, you'll find that the manuscripts were erased and rewritten because when they erase in that world, they gloss over it. Right. And again, where's the book of Jesus? Where's the book of Yeshua? The one that he actually wrote. Can't find it, can you? It's burned. No, I'm not having a mental breakdown. I'm having mental clarity. It's all of you that had a mental breakdown when you thought you were going to get away with this. And you did. You get rich off it. You got, oh, bigger house. Aren't you important to the church? Thank you, Larry. Who am I? I'm God's Justice Department. Can't depend on the other one. They're a bunch of fakes, frauds, and hooligans. Bye, Bo. Have a fun judgeship. Just get out of our stuff. He still thinks he's being promoted. Well, he's got money for life, theoretically. But definitely not a more powerful position. Especially the way he uses it, right? Seems to be working. They're going down. It's fake charity. Paul warned you about fake charity. I mean, you're in this modern times with modern knowledge, additional scripture in the LDS church, and you're going to engage in fake charity. I mean, of all the people came in your church, I'm the one. I'm not the one. Believe me, I'm not the one. And I'll let you know I wasn't the one. But we got to do this for another 10 years and get money. Or 20 years, whatever it is. They're in the game, man. Don't go near it. It's Babylon. Oh, the woman just really liked him. She just didn't know how to say hi. Well, if you didn't try that another 50 times in the last 5 years, then maybe I'd have said okay. Didn't they tell you not to try that one again? Or is Jonathan Luna's unfaithfulness with his girlfriend there part of it? I don't know if she is, and she wants me to know it's her. 100%. Well, she did. She sold you out. Time for evil to lose a little bit of power. Whoa. Here's my wife. Hey, in a better life, we'd have married. I'm like, but see, this is the funny part. Like for people like me, the afterlife is a gag. If you're a really good person, so like somebody like that will all of a sudden show up and go, "Hi, remember me?" And she'll know what I said. Like God will show her. Like this moment, she could be like sitting next to me in the car from the future. And then I'm like, okay, now, like fast forward to when I pass on, and then she'll show up and go, "Remember me?" That's how afterlife. She looks like a good woman. I'm sure if I tried to meet her, you'd drive her nuts. But right. Yeah, you'll meet people that you couldn't meet here. I mean, if they're good people. I mean, the people that were the fraudsters, no. Right. I forgave all of you. Look, I'll talk like them now. I forgave all of you. What's wrong with you? I forgave you. No, they succeeded because I'm a good person. So again, when you use the sexual, because God and I are on, well, when you use to see if I was sexually come on to you, like I was like, okay, I shouldn't be coming on to a woman in a church, especially being a new guy. Okay, I didn't approve of it. I didn't accept it. It shouldn't happen. You shouldn't be trying to do that to somebody, right? But when she tried to, oh, I'm just afraid this, because that's preying on my better self again, trying to, and again, the other would be my better self too, because I'm a married man, right? But it would be me trying to reach out to people that are having distress, right? And that's a mitzvah to do that. To see somebody's having distress, try to reach out and say, hey. But what they would do is she would be constantly running away from me and acting scared, and then try to make it look. It isn't a test to see if I'm a stalker. It's a psychological operation that has been going on for decades. Is attempting to make me a stalker, and they've caused it, and where people have been killed. Like the woman that did it's a nut. She could have been killed in a second. I broke if I was really a crazy person, I could have broke her neck in a second before anybody in the church even knew it was happening. And again, this has happened to kids that they created as bait. They were killed, raped and killed before the cops could get in there to save them. They won't say anything because they don't want to happen to them. They don't want their family to be me, right? Let's see what time is it. Probably go eat something maybe. Oh, I know I gotta go get something first. It's messed up. I should have went and got it. Yeah, I don't know if that plexiglass is coming, but I was able to get plexiglass and everything for the project and circular cutters, which I don't mind. That was a great deal for a circular cutter kit. But it didn't. I don't think it was worth the project. I should have hand painted it, and it would came out better. I mean, I'm still. It looks okay, but it's just not what I wanted. So I definitely have to get the ones that I have to paint because then what happens is when you buy the ones that are glazed, the bottom isn't painted, it isn't glazed. So I'm not sure 100%, but I think the oil may not have been coming through it. I may be wrong. It may have just been like dripping off the sides or something. But to me, it seemed like the oil was coming out through the bottom. Right. Hmm. Maybe cleaning it with the soap cleaned it up. I don't know. But I painted it with black primer, and then I painted it with that paint. What's it called? Flex Seal or what? Dip it or something like that. Whatever it's called. That rubber paint. I painted it with that. But the problem is, what I did is I took the hole cutter. I took a piece of plexiglass, and I did a 2.5 inch hole, and I cut the thing down to like 5 by 5 or so, 5 by 4, I think. And then I laid it on top of that bottom part. So when I paint, it's only going to paint that section. And I used blue tape to tighten it in there and everything. But it didn't work the way I wanted it to work. So. But again, it's glazed, so any overspray I could actually trim with my finger, even on the regular primer paint. So I could have hand painted it and then just cleaned it up with like an X-Acto knife. Right. Well, I just tell you what, there are people out there that can't start an investigation to investigate you all. What's happening here? Is my battery not plugged in? No, there it is. Yeah, my battery went to sleep. That's what happened. Right. So there's people that would love to start an investigation, but their bosses won't let them. But if they find you, they're gonna have fun with you. Right. It's not a threat from me, it's a threat from law enforcement. You're criminals, all of you. But you believe that you're protected because you're a special person in the community. But again, of course, you know you're a criminal. Some are veterans, man. You attacked a veteran, man. A disabled veteran. A famous, inside famous, but yes, I'm somewhat outside famous. It's just, infamous maybe. Not infamous, that's a joke. Right. Uh, People know him, but they can't do anything. They know how it works. Anybody that knows I exist knows how it works. They're already proofed that they won't stand up for their buddy, but they will. Secret. Believe me, somebody's listening right now will pass the information on. Could be your own boss. Knowing that you're a piece of junk. Like in the Marshal Service, we have bosses that were subservient to the deep state people in the office, like little girl. But if they had a chance to do it, they'd do it. All right. Yeah, because she had sex with somebody who's like a chief somewhere. Right. Yeah, it's funny because they thought she was like a spinster. And so did I, kind of. Goose kind of gave me the information I needed to finish the thought. Well, I just found it weird that she was around these older, sickly judges and stuff like that. Goose knew the answer. Tried to get him in bed. Hmm. That's how she does it. That's how they do it. So they're not the great best of the best. The best of the best are killed because that's what their system demands. Because the best of the best can investigate and find just by looking at it. You know, when I was in the Marshal Service, there was this guy named George Cunningham. There was two actually. Isn't that weird? I mean, think about it now. You didn't think about that. We didn't think about it back then. Two George Cunninghams. One's black, one's white. That's the weirdest thing in the world. One was a state trooper, one was a Harford County sheriff, detective, I guess. I think a sergeant or something. But he could look at a warrant. He would just look at it. Like I knew nothing. I was asleep. I didn't even know to go, wow. It's like, well, wasting time. What are we doing? So we're sitting there, right? We got George Cunningham with us. We got Dyson with us. And who else was there? I was there. What's his name? What's that guy? The Coast Guard guy. Pat Riggs. Pat Riggs was there. I think Pat Riggs. Yeah, I think and somebody else. So George Cunningham, they said, which one? He's like, he's magical. That means nothing to me. I'm asleep. Magical. Okay. And they hand him. I mean, this is what's going on in their head. I'm totally asleep. The holy warrants. And they hand it to him, and he starts looking at him. And I don't know anything. Like he's a seer, you know. I don't know anything. I don't even know it can exist. Couldn't even get close to it. And whatever warrant he tells you to do, you'll find the guy. That's generally what would happen. I mean, I don't think it's I 100%. Again, the gifts would fail, you know. But it was. So, oh, because I think he's reading the thing and he knows something about like there's some technical thing. It's nothing technical. He just looks at it and goes, and Hashem goes, George, that one. Now he's a famous warrant man, sheriff, fugitive man in Baltimore. A lot of murder. I mean, I can't even imagine the number of murder warrants he's cleared. And I don't think he's a guy that would set somebody up for murder. He may have been somewhat deep state, but back then it wasn't as big as it is now. Wasn't even like as big as it got. Like when I left the government, it wasn't even that big 5 years prior, right? 100%. But little did I know that was me. Oh. All right. I mean, when you wake up, I mean, that alone, having been asleep for 40 years, and again, the people around me are causing me to sleep. It can't be done without it. They're incarnating Satan. So when you wake up, that's punishment. I mean, I wouldn't say punishment because they say, "Oh, he's admitting to a crime," and say he's been punished for it. You got to watch what you say around them. It triggers them. But I mean, that's horrible. So somebody like that, you just let them live their life, and I think that was the idea. Right. Mm. I'm telling you, it's because they arrested Ames, it's because they arrested Hansen, and there was other cases that, I couldn't tell you right now. Right. See? Well, they didn't want anybody that would arrest Hansen or Ames around. Right. They were deep state. That's how they did it. They couldn't do it. They wouldn't even feel comfortable doing it unless they were deep state. Right. Because the whole thing is to make you feel supreme and superior to everyone else. And there's other people that they never busted. Those are the ones that took over. Oh, they've been enriched. They don't know who the boss is. So again, they're going through that fantasy of getting things for doing whatever this thing tells me to do. But here it's like Russians. So they wake up, all of a sudden Hansen's arrested. All of a sudden Ames is getting arrested. And, they're like, oh my God, right. I could be next. Well, then we just got to, no man, no arrest. So they go through everybody, and again, I'm not somebody to buck the system. or I wasn't at least. And I wasn't somebody. Again, I was put in by people that just hated me. I mean, they even made excuses in their mind, like I'm going to be marshal or something, because or they worked me to death. And again, I'm a sapper leader. I'm going to do the best that I can. So I do a great job, and the judge sends a letter, and it's in my box, of course. I get a copy of my box. Who do you think? Everybody reads it. Everybody comes. They all come in at 4. Little girl and big sister jabbering about it. They go to my box, and they see. She's not supposed to be doing that. I think, like, I'm a cop. So when you let your daughter pick her dress up, I don't know, maybe she's 10, something like that. You let her pick her dress up and show her underwear while she's adjusting something. But if the pedophile was here, he'd have followed her home or tried to steal her in the store. Right. Well, put her in the van to do that. Right. Thank you, Larry. That's why I'm driving around. God won't miss you that. You. Thank you, Larry. Right. The idea. Oh, hi, hey, police. Look, what they're trying to say is, oh, he's coming after Walmart because he's driving. I'm online. You're listening to me. And now it's gonna look like I'm pulling over because the cop came in here. Here I'm trying to help this family over here. I healed him. She was pulling her dress up above her midline, and she had a tight pair of panties on. And I don't know if you study anything. I mean, you were cops. I don't know if you study the psychology. Look at this. Now God's showing me this woman. Gosh darn it. Put your dress down. You ain't walking around in public in that, are you? It's just like she's got a pair of panties on. She's walking into Walmart. Oh my God. That's the point. She's gonna grow up to be that. I gotta get in here. I gotta get some stuff to eat. All right. I should have set that up. Right. Thank you, Larry. No, I'm not a prude, but again, there's safety. There's things that we have to do for safety, like real safety. Right. Thanks, Larry. Okay, yeah, I know what's going on now. I see all the kids. All right, so that's why I was having trouble getting inside. Probably there's much kids here that I'm supposed to heal. These intersections occur. If you see a lot of kids all of a sudden, somewhere you go, start praying, start healing them, whatever it is you do, because God's creating an intersection for you to heal the children. All right, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God. Okay, I think I'm on the regular microphone now. Oh, darn it. This thing's like out of power. I gotta use the other one. Okay, will me to go up when I come. My phone's out of power. Actually, no, I can actually use it like this. Battery in here. Plug the phone in. If you look at your surrounding, again, if you're a cop, you probably notice it more than anyone else. But some cops, they don't notice things. So what you do is, if you notice all of a sudden there's a lot of kids around you, then the Lord has put kids around you for a reason. Right? No, you're not supposed to molest them, officer. Thanks, Lee. But that's what Satan will do. That's one of the things why it attacks the church. When you see kids, the proper thing is to heal them and pray for them. Right? So Satan will try to reverse the polarity, per se. Yeah, they mad. They're cursing me. That's why, things attack the church and all that. Attack. Well, face it, I got attacked in law enforcement. I got attacked in the church. It's all that. They try to distance it. Go, oh no, he's not the cop. We are now. Yeah, okay, Mr. Drug Dealer, Mrs. Drug Dealer. All right, so I think I got my wallet. Got everything here. Now my focus is to do 3 trips today. If I do 3 trips, I should be good. Okay. So, what you do, you can go undercover in your mind, and you can realize what's out there. Again, that's how some of this is. Remember, I tell you, oh, this is happening, that's happening, and then you make there's a bunch of arrests in that direction. So you go undercover, you discover a lot of things of what people are doing and what the cops are doing. Like if you receive, like, okay, if I were to shut down their thought immediately, again, it's like, let's say you're like an undercover investigator and you're having a conversation with someone and they start, speaking things, they're a little uncomfortable. If you shut down that conversation, you're not going to get the information you need. Right. And quite frankly, that's why people that do investigate sex crimes, a lot of times they pull out of it. They can't deal with it. I got to move on. Their mental health starts going down. That's why I actually yell at you, because you're using it for just such horrible shit. I agree. So, well, you have it in your power to heal the world. I've already healed the world over probably 1 million times. But the evil still exists, so it recreates that evil. Every day that crime is recreated by people that want other people to commit crimes because they're black, because they're white, because they're yellow, because I just don't like that person, because they're tall, because they're short, because they're Republican, because they're Democrat. Thank you, Larry. That's why you can't heal anything. If you want certain people to fit a certain stereotype, then you can't heal because you're constantly moving your mind to say that type of person has to be this way. So you can't heal it because if you healed it, then that wouldn't happen to that person. Thank you, Larry. So if it gets to the point where people, it's like there's no way we can refute this, obviously people believe him, then they start going, but he doesn't have to act this way about it. And I did it at one time. 30 years ago, I did, well, whatever it is. And then one day I was like, well, I got to figure out what this thing is, what's going on, because now the judges are strange. And I knew I was, somebody was trying to extort me and muscle me and all that. So. Like it's funny because all these people here, I'm healing them right now, and I'm helping them. They don't know it, but in the afterlife they will. That's not why I do it. Like, oh, so you want reward in the afterlife for this? Is that what you're saying? I have no assurance of any type of reward. I just trust in God. I just want to do God. So again, that's my reward. It really is. How you doing? They say it's going to cool off here, but it's still humid out there. Oh my God. I've never seen nothing like this. It's like you're in Louisiana or something. I don't know. You too. Take care. All right. Find something here. this is. Oh, that's a, what is it? There you go for this, and we'll go for the other one. No, I don't ever act in bad faith. Never. Wish I could say that for all of you, but of course I can't. Well, Satan's constantly recruiting people for the big mission. The big mission is to reverse polarity. Everybody has. Again, it's not. Oh, you mean communism? No, not communism. Right. It's actually heaven. Right. It's a description of heaven. That'd be a great rabbi, wouldn't it? No worries at all. No worries. We'll all get through the aisle, I guess, alive one day. A lot of confusion here. That's a metaphysical. Let's heal that. Now you see what I did there? The woman said, "Well, I'm gonna keep getting in your way, don't I?" I think it was just confusion in the aisle myself. But the reality of that is, if I was a devil, I wouldn't have said nothing. And Satan would have said, you'll get credit for that. Right, it's her fault. We'll take her down for it. Thank you, brother. That's really how they are. That's really how they are. Well, that one looks funny. It's got bubbles in it. I've never seen a ketchup do that. Thank you, Larry. No, what they say is conservative isn't necessarily conservative. You want everybody to succeed, but you don't want everybody to succeed, do you? Again, as a conservative Republican, to say you want somebody to succeed and you only want certain people to succeed, then you don't want people to succeed. You see, right. So here's an example. Like, so Republicans are pro-life. What are they also? They're anti what? Government programs social programs. So what do you think powers abortion against minorities? Same thing. So you actually don't want, because that's what's going to happen. I mean, let's be honest. Right. Oh, that's fine. We got it. So that's where I mean, it's just like Fantasia, Walt Disney Fantasia. So essentially, they're moving their power to will one thing away, but yet willing the other thing away, and it conflicts. That's what I call squirrels. You're all a bunch of squirrels, collecting your nuts. Well, the key is to let God's will reign and not move your own will. Now, you may not be as rich as you are or as powerful as you are, but again, just because you join a church or a synagogue or a temple doesn't mean you're going to heaven. There are people that don't go to any of those places because they're evil. And they have willpower, will power they don't stand. But they get theirs, right? And they can prove who their neighbor really is, right? But they're willing it and causing it. They're not really proving, and they're even in their own mind, they can't. It's Will Blake. You can see when you talk bad about your neighbor acts it out because you move your willpower. And that's a simple word. There's other words, witchcraft, sorcery. Yeah, I'm not hyper religious. I'm just telling you, there's a reality to everything that's happening. It's not what you all see it. Or should I say, it's not what they say it is. But someone's picking on this tomato. What's going on here? A lot of people are healed today. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's because I haven't burnt the candle, huh? I didn't do the clay oil lamps. Maybe that's why there's a lot of people to heal today. Maybe if I do the clay oil lamps, there'll be less people to heal. All right. Something with electrolytes. Oh, there it is. Give me a body armor. How much sodium? Oh, it's just low sodium. That's good. Protein. It does have other stuff. Yeah. Orange and mango. Got onions. For some reason, Satan took my onions away. I don't know why. I have them. I can't use them. Every time I get finished cooking, I'm like, why didn't I use the onions? Excuse me. I need to get sweet. Excuse me. Thank you. Like Great Value Stevia, it has less packets than the other companies. So you're like, wow, it's just as cheap to buy the other company. But if you buy the other company, it actually has less in each packet. Right. It's a scam. Because it's a scam because it'll hit your head. It's a metaphysical scam. They know what they're doing. Those companies know what they're doing by increasing the packets. Excuse me. Thank you. No, there's no way to get anywhere. There's no way to get out of what they're doing. Again, I don't have to get out of anything as far as what I've done. Right. Yeah, they don't write up the exculpatory information. That's what one of the agents was passing on. It's easy to do what she does, but it's fraud. She won't put the she wouldn't put the exculpatory information into the thing. So just write it up and write it up falsely. But she couldn't write up falsely if she put the exculpatory information. Right. Well, in their mind, they keep the world safe because they're fraudsters. But again, it's a scam. That's even to fraud themselves to a certain degree. Because the world is definitely not safe. But they'll say, well, that's why we're doing this, because it's not safe. And the more they do it, the less safe it becomes. They see the warnings from God, but they don't see it that way. They see it as something, you know, we just need to cover up that it's the warnings from God. Right. Well, because, like I said, Jim Spicer, retired state police captain, said to me, he says, your coworkers aren't courageous. I'm like, what are you talking about? And again, that's the same thing with these people. They're just not willing to stand up for anything. Because, they're going to get theirs and that's it. They want to they don't want to be exposed for anything they may have done, lose the lifestyle they have. I guess in the LDS church, they believe that, I wouldn't want to lose my recommend or something. I don't know. I have no idea what they thought, but I guess they thought they could control me until the end of my life or something, and they can get rich doing it. No, they're part of the overseer kind of concept. Of course, they're all reasoned that fentanyl is here and cocaine and heroin and everything else. Even if they're part of something that, both breads got rung up. Hopefully, they're both rung up. If you're listening, security. Right. I don't think I ran that up. What? What's happening? Look up. Just to make sure it didn't happen twice. Why is it doing that? have no idea what it's doing. I went to look at what I purchased, and the thing just geeked out on me. It said associate signed it. It geeked out on me. I was trying to look at everything I bought to make sure everything was on there, and then it just went to that. I have no idea. Like when you know when you do this,
You already,
I did everything. I have to pay.
because it's already gone. There is nothing on there.
Why?
Because you did
Oh, it
hit
canceled.
cancel.
But then why did that pop up though?
No, that's why I'm just wondering, because it's already canceled. Everything
Okay,
canceled.
I'll redo it. But what I'm saying is this: why does that come up? What I did, you know how I was looking through what I had scanned already, and then that popped up. I, doesn't make any sense to me. You
Yeah.
know when you have all your items, and I was checking to make sure everything was logged in. I was just looking at my receipt before I rung it up. And
Yeah.
then
So
how did this come in?
because it's already
Oh, it
then
canceled itself. Oh, so it
It's
erased everything.
yeah.
All right, so here
Everything.
I'll do it again.
So cancel transaction.
But see, it's not doing it. That's not normal.
Oh, here it is.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
So you
So
already
all I
done.
was doing is this. This is all I'm doing to look.
No, but you know what? Okay, if you need cancel and okay.
No, I don't want to cancel anything.
No.
What I'm saying, I'm just looking, and then all of a sudden it went whoop. The
Yeah.
screen went like that.
So what I'm saying, example, okay?
Oh, I hit the X.
If you do 2 times, then you have to hit X. You can't do here. So like I say, here is gum, right? If you hit here, then whole transaction.
Oh, I know that. I know that. But what I'm saying, see, it just did it again. What's it doing? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So okay. So like here, and then here, you cancel.
Right.
See that both of them, whatever I scan.
But what I wanted to make sure is that I didn't do that twice. So I just was looking. That's all, and then it flipped like that.
Yeah.
That was weird. Now it's not doing it. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere else. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So are you done, right?
Yeah,
Okay, then hit here.
yeah. It was just weird. It
Yeah,
beeps
I
out.
know.
She thought I erased everything. So no, I don't. Yeah, the screen geeked out. I have no idea. Unless it was the security dude playing a game. Right.
Is that strawberry soda? How much is it?
I'm not gonna play the game. So what I was doing, I was kind of baiting them a little bit. Right. So I stopped like upping the Walmart people. I stopped like doing 5-star. Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day. Okay, she stuck her finger up. All right, take care. Thank you. Okay, so the kid gets in front of me, and God brought up something. It's weird. I have no idea what this was. I was in Miami, where I live, on like a private street almost. Wasn't a private street, but it might as well be. Right? It's really bizarre. All the condos were there, and the lady that owned most of them was Israeli. She was a rich Israeli. For all I know, she was massage. Right. And wait, where I can't remember where I came. I think over here. So she has her niece or something come over. Her niece gets out of the van and dances like Cleopatra or something, like an Egyptian dance. I'm like, what? So in my mind, I'm like, is this a deep state or is this real? So I couldn't tell you for life of me what it was set up or real, but so this kid, but I've noticed through the years, the kids will become animated around me and do something I can read. Right. So she essentially, this kid got all excited, and maybe she was hearing. Maybe they hear stuff around me because seers have told me they hear stuff around me. It's over that way. But she got all excited, and then she took her finger, and she's pointing at something. Obviously, as a physical action. But there's people that are magic do something with a finger. So she's a magic kid, and she was ethnic, so her family's probably magic. No, there's tons of covenants through history. I tried to tell you all that. Well, these are just examples. The things that you read about in the Bible, so like the LDS even said, there's things that are happening that are unknown, right? So, like that family there, like some, great 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 grandfather Moses made some, or Abraham made some deal with God, and their family is a lot of magic. So possibly if she wakes up, she'll be a doctor and heal people metaphysically, not just physically. Because you're not going to heal people physically without them being healed metaphysically. But what happens is once you get healed metaphysically, like here, somehow I healed you. Either Satan's power went down, or somebody was able to heal me, or I flipped some sort of trigger where I was healed. Whatever it was, I was able to find the doctor. And I was able to get a little bit better. Again, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I was in Texas. If they were forced away from me, I'd have healed in an instant. Again, of course, I never would have been sick. I wouldn't even have been in Texas. Or I've been in Texas under a different circumstance, and it would have been much better. So, like when I'm looking at the kid, I can see things like that. See the magic signs or the hand. But those kind of kids need to be healed because they're going to receive the brunt. I mean, she may not make it to adulthood just because she is that kid. But so they know about healing and ups and downs. So they go into the places that would heal me, like the church or the police department, and they run me into the ground and pay people to be my enemy. Right. I didn't lose anything. I mean, I won. Like I told you, God won, I won. Right. The world it is done. And the world has been irrevocably changed based upon my lifetime here. Or evil would have been increased. And it did increase, of course, but now it's destroying itself. It's booby trapped. Boobies. Oh, I forgot. See, right. I purchased some body armor. I was supposed to drink it right away because I'm dehydrating, and I don't have it here. Right. That's what that whole thing was for. Satan caused a disruption on the cash register, so I forget to keep my body armor separate, and then use it while I'm driving home. Me being on the air like this allows you to say I'm having a mental disruption. Well, I think anybody would have a mental disruption when Satan is the church and the church is Satan, as well as their crony police officers. But again, I'm not dangerous. You're dangerous. Don't try to flip it around. People go to churches for all sorts of reasons, and you're there to greet them with deception, corruption. false witness. Delilahism. Hey, we got. That's what they'll say. That's probably why Bove was moved on. Even though, it's it's the only way to move on, probably. Right. Need him out of Justice Department. Now, as a judge, he can't be called in the Justice Department. He really can't. So we don't want to see that. It's inappropriate. Inappropriate appearance of impropriety. Right. Yeah, you can hang out with other people a little bit, but you have to be careful now. Well, he always likes back channels. As a judge, back channels can get you. The average judge, no, but somebody that fired a bunch of FBI agents, yes. Right. Well, he's covered to a certain degree because if he was in the DOJ, he'd have been out at some point. Right. At this point, he's got a federal judgeship for life, but again, they'll be gunning for him. Bove was gunning for other people. Again, live by the sword, die by the sword. Right. That's why I told you not to do that. Yeah, I just have to take three trips today. But tomorrow's actually going to be cooler. I know it's going to be raining, but I can take care of it if it's raining, as long as it's like what's going to be like 5 degrees or something. Last fall, I was totally healthy because I remember I was using the hose to clean all the leaves. And I went for that doctor's appointment because I felt healthy. And then it looked like somebody had broken into my apartment. And next thing you know, I was sick. And all my muscles were getting tight. But like when they do this to you, you can't see what's wrong with you. You can't figure it out. I guess 2%. Most likely drugged me to it. Live in a world where everybody lies. Why not, right? Oh, well. Oh, well. You know what that means, Alfred? Well, oh, well. Incurred a debt. Try to reverse it. That's what's wrong with everything. They're living our life, and they're trying to force us to live their life. Like I said, I only need to do a couple more trips today. I fit a lot in the van. Well, it's definitely going to be an investigation. If it flips and it goes Democrat, there's going to be an investigation into the firings as far as are they a violation of law. You're powerful for the moment, but you've already felt that your world's not as powerful as you thought. I can see it in your faces. And of course, I did help you back up. I just read that. You haven't helped me back up. Not a single one of you is. As if you helped me instead of me helping you. Well, somebody has that in your system. You got to kill it. Right? Because I can read what's being said. I can read the system. I can read your spells. Because when I say something, it'll reverse. And so I know you reversed it. As if you helped me instead of me helping you. See, it's still reversed. It's happening again. And maybe other people can see that. And maybe the people that are doing it can see it. Knowing that they're living my life and I'm living theirs. So remember the cop I told you about? This is what they want from me. I 100%. Remember that cop I told you his partner was killed by like a mob bomb in the 60s? It was in his car. And he said, I saw, I was looking at him. He was in the car. He turned the ignition on. They were like detectives or something, I think. At least is what he said. And he looked like, he was definitely, he had poor health. He had like purple at the bottom of his legs and stuff. Right. And we were witness to him. I went from the church with a church brother. And actually, I don't even know if we were in a church at that point. I think we had visited the church we used to belong to together. The system was killing both of us. I'm almost sure. Right. And the person I talked to online that was like 14-year-old disabled girl was his niece. Right. But I never tried to have sex with her and never would. Right. Thank you. Just tried to encourage her if I remember correctly. But him and I were out and we were doing, I've never been around her. For all I know, she's not even real. Because the FBI was creating false personas around me. But I would just go with it and show them that I'm not dangerous, Right. So him and I went and we knocked on this door in Pennsylvania, Shrewsbury, I think it was. We're a little away from where we live, but not too far. And the guy answers the door. It turns out to be a cop. I was deputy marshal at the time. I think I was still wearing a suit. Wearing a suit, I think. And I think it was after work. We met and we did some visitation. I don't even think we were part of a church. I think we just did it. And the cop was, I can't believe in God. He just told me, I don't believe. How you doing? The cop was like, I don't believe in God. So I just can't. He said to me, I was a cop. And partner and I were investigating, I guess, the mob or something like that. And my partner got in the vehicle and I was looking at him and he turned the key and the bomb went off. I watched him die. If there was a God, that wouldn't have happened. I said, well, you can't let that. I said, that's pretty bad, but you can't let it happen. You can't let that take your faith away. That's not because of God. That's because of things that exist outside of God. Right. Well, if you understood scriptures and taught it the right way, people would understand it better. God is not in control on this planet because what's in the scriptures for God to be in control is not there. And it has nothing to do with basic sin. It's just simply the devils control those circuits that God would channel through. Again, the word channel is very important. Right. And God just can't channel through it when it's like that. Again, you can read it another way and say, people who call by God's name don't seek, turn and seek his face. So you can blame it on the spiritual people. So, but they want me like that. They're like Job's wife. Curse God and die. Every last one. I don't care if they're a cop. I don't care if they're a church member or a Jew or whatever it is.
because they've done it before. This is why they're doing it. Do you understand? When you do something, I know, and how you do it, I know whether you've done it before. You've caused somebody, or your system has caused somebody, and you've seen it, and you were present, you were part of it, cause somebody to curse God and die. I guarantee it. You made that cop curse God, died. It's probably the deep state affiliated with the mafia. I bet you that's how they got in there to get the bomb in the car to begin with. Another cop, a dirty cop. He didn't say it, but I bet you that's what it was, and that's why his life probably ended. And he had such a bad life. People I worked with, no doubt, there were criminals. There was a lot of rumors. I told them I don't hear rumors. But there was rumors about her. A good-looking boy thug. That could be where that bullshit about me being too nice came from. Because that's them. As soon as they mess up a lot about them, then something's going to come to light about me, whether they have to lie or not. Correct? That's another thing that the deep state does. Cause everybody else to fall further than they did. Well, they did it of their own volition. The others are doing it because they're, psyoped. Let's say they got what they want. I'm not in the church. It's what they want. I'll tell you right now, I was in that church because I was doing it for the other people. I was not to be around people, but they're just not really the most social. Well, that may be because the deep state told them not to be. It's one of the scams. So keep them isolated, keep them lonely, and then start putting the people around them that we want around them. I know people will cause them to fall, or at least look fall. I mean, that's all that's going on. I don't see any church. It wasn't only once. I told you. But I could have, if I'd have played it out, I could have saw it 50 times, and it would have included little girls, little boys that look similar and act certain ways to try to perk my interest. And while you're casting the spells on from the adults. And from the criminal, dirty cops looking through their implanted cameras, casting their spells from the police department. Besides cops that were actually in the church itself, who led you astray. There's no church there. There's no church. Because everybody else is the front that God wanted to say. Somebody else out there want to be. Because the cop will tell you, no, not that one. No, not that one. But here, another 10. Well, you already saved 50 this week. You don't got to save that one. That one's not worth it. Throw it back. It's scrawny. God don't love that creation. I'm not a Baptist preacher. I'm a mikveh preacher. Thank you, Larry. Well, I don't come on for this just because I go to the LDS church. You have to be a devil for this to come on. You're a devil. So he was having some troubles in life. I don't know who was coming after him. But he had a woman that wanted to marry him because he was married once. He said I couldn't, or he couldn't get married. I'm like, I don't think God's all about that. One was chasing after him like nothing else. So again, they're all impressed with themselves and their stuff, but they're drugging people. I've told you that since day one. My toaster agrees with it. Popped up. Right. So you have the wireless mic setups, but if one had like a cellular connection, or even a Wi-Fi, but a cellular connection does. So you don't even have your phone to broadcast. Hey, my toaster agrees with me. And they were frantically trying to get me into their households. Of course, God was like, nope, nope, nope. I get money, man. Sign, seal, and deliver false statement. And that's how you get your money. Bearing false witness is probably the easiest way to make money in this world. That's what this person operating around me is. It teaches people how to bear false witness. Oh, that easy. Actually, you don't have to actually commit a crime. You just have to need this officer over here to say they committed a crime, and then they'll have a story for life. Yeah, Crump's one. Ben Crump's one. He keeps that battle going. Like if I help Ben Crump for a legitimate case, they'll take me out. But of course, they don't try to take Ben Crump out, right? Right. Do one thing, I know everything about you. So deep state's killing John Luna, right? So deep state is killing John Luna. Those people that get money with beg Trump, if John Luna went to beg Trump, he wouldn't take his case. Because he's not, because the deep state would say no. Okay. At this point, you can get on your phones. And get on your phones and change your mind with your. They can affect the jury. And the jury will side with the psychological thing unless somebody has some deep-rooted, I guess, standards that they would never give up. They got what they want. They don't want me in the LDS church. Well, they actually want me in the LDS church. They won't tell you about it. Scam me all along, making all that money. Paid them to do that stuff to me. The Judas mob. I don't know nobody named Jesus. Of course not. His name's Yes. Some Romer that held orgies told you his name was Jesus. Right. His name was never Jesus. It was never Jesus. This earth that you call Jesus was never named Jesus. The only person was he was a Roman citizen. So his name may have been Paul. So his name never made. Like everybody assumes that his name changed because he became a Christian. Because they'll call him Saul, and then Saul became Paul. But Saul's not Paul. Caligula changed his name to Paul to make you think he wasn't Jewish. You see? Yehuda the Judaizer strikes again. CIA knows what I can do by speaking. Believe me. But they're just playing their game out. Getting rich, doing nothing but harming and killing people, and perpetrating the fraud. I doubt Trump's CIA is any different. Set Trump up from the beginning. The deep state has an underling game that it plays. Just the boss in an ivory tower. Teach them like a mushroom. What was their front on it? Oh, I'm looking at. Oh, is that your vehicle to the front? I pulled back, and he may have still did that. What's this guy's name? Fuckho. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out if that vehicle in the front's you, because the cardinal sin of not bogging completely. He may not have tried to go back if you bumper, but he still may have tried. Because he pulled back, I guess. I don't know. Maybe accidentally, who knows? Right. But if you're tight in the front, he may say, "Well, I don't have enough room to do this." Theoretically, he pulled back because he thought he didn't have enough room to get out by pulling forward. It looks like your vehicle. Looks like it's in caddy corner. Right. But always remember, boxing people in is probably better than having them try to run. And if you box them in, you generally can't. You know, it's a psychological. If they feel like they can't get away, They tend to not try. Or put out in a memo and email. About it and sell that story to someone else, and they get to peddle it to the court. So that's already there. So you can go in and you heal it. You say, before you go in, you can have a quick prayer. Or just say healed, even that would work. Those officers that want people to act out, they want me to act out. What do you think this is all about? Having an opportunity to shoot me. They're murderers. Their father is the devil. They're liars. Their father is the devil. Oh, but you're captured. Well, that means you're anti-police. No, they're anti-police. Because when they started this, I was a cop. Damn good cop. Right? Or marshals. Isn't that convenient for them, huh? Write me off like that. I would say you're still a darn good cop. Local cops will tell you you'll never find a federal officer more respectful of a local cop than me when I was a deputy U.S. Marshal. That's like taking Junior role. Like this. I guess you didn't hear me. That's okay. I really don't care. It's a strange tide, Donald. It was not a good tide day. Immigration pinned 5 hours ago. It's a bad tide. Estimate, take that down, Donald. That's a bad tide. you have a detainer lodged against Javier Ulises Sanchez Antizola? To me, the judge is wrong to say that if a sheriff's department doesn't honor a detainer, then no crime has been committed. I don't believe that. That is a lawful action. If that judge or if that sheriff honors other detainers and specifically does not honor your detainer, then that's actually the proof that the judge committed a crime. Now, if the judge didn't honor any detainers, I don't think, or not the sheriff, I don't think he'd be sheriff long. Right. But that would be different. So the judge is saying that I don't believe in that law. That's not an option. It's at least you've been harmed. Right. Whoever lodges a detainer, judge, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. We don't believe robbing a bank is a crime because people are poor and they need money. And you lodge a the judge says, no, I don't. I'm not gonna. They're admitting to a crime. They're telling you why they're doing it. If they would just go, oops, we didn't see your detainer, nothing you can do. I believe it's a crime. Because their statement says that they are willfully not producing the immigrant for deportation. It's not an option. There's actually laws to say that that is obstruction and impeding. Because there is a standard practice. That's where it comes from. The standard government practice is to turn over an individual for detainers. If they choose not to turn them over, then they've obstructed. I got to a district judge. I don't know if it got to the appellate level, and I don't know if you appealed it yet. Right. Right. If the judge has a history of not honoring, that's one thing. Or I said judge again. The sheriff. Right. Then that's, he can say, well, I don't honor all detainers. But they're saying, I do not honor your detainer because we don't honor those detainers. And you can't make that law. It violates federal law. The law that says that they don't enforce immigration policy is not up to them because it's federal supremacy. Because there's you're being blocked from it because I can see it. There's a process there. Right. The absence of that process is a violation of law, or at least a civil suit. I believe it's a violation of law. Because they are obstructing and impeding, because they give you detainers, you give them detainers, and you honor each other's detainer. Right. That's lawful. Now, if you accidentally mess up a detainer, then there's nothing they can do. But if you are purposefully not honoring a detainer, well, it's essentially an arrest warrant. Right. No, you don't have to have a warrant. I guarantee if I was a deputy U.S. Marshal and I sent a detainer and said, I need to talk to that guy when you release release them. I need you to turn them over to me. I guarantee they'd do it. But again, they do give you warrants, immigration warrants, if you ask. I'm just trying to show you that it's bullshit what they're saying. They're not allowed to do it. It's unlawful. They'll turn people over to anybody. Right. It's just a scam. I mean, if you're not careful, they'll get within so many years they'll make it a law. They'll make it a full-fledged federal crime. Then we'll really have fun. Right. I mean, that could happen. I've been online for 2 hours and 12 minutes. Can't wait for the next 2 hours and 12 minutes. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.